Instructional designers, here's one fun way you can use AI that isn't just writing better emails. Use vibe coding to make simple games to gamify the learning experience, or at least use them to make the quizzing and reviewing process a little more fun. Remember all those vendors at conference expos selling collections of customizable learning games? Now you can make them yourself with zero game development experience. Here's a quick example of a classic single-player game you can build in under 10 minutes using the Canvas feature in ChatGPT. We'll add a small twist to the game so learners can use it to practice recognizing and recalling information. As luck would have it, I recorded my original example of this game using the O3 reasoning model. And then 2 days later, ChatGPT 5 came out. So we're going to compare their outputs side by side to see which one does better with the same prompt. I'll summarize the prompt for you, but I'll put the whole thing up on the screen. Build a working Pong game with 3 levels of difficulty. The goal of this game is to provide a fun way for people to quiz themselves on different topics. Every time the opponent scores on the player, the game should pause and a random quiz question should pop up from an editable question bank. If the player answers correctly, they should get a power-up. The player will need to be able to add and edit questions. For this example, create 20 random questions about the MCU. Make the game visually stunning and modern. Now, normally it takes me a couple of extra prompts to get a working prototype from O3, but in this case, the AI did a pretty good job. The game worked great and all the features I asked for were included, but the start menu could have looked better. It was a little cluttered and busy, not exactly the quality experience I was going for. Despite that, the game looked and felt great. The power-ups worked by giving me a bigger paddle or slowing down the ball when I answered a question correctly. On the other hand, ChatGPT 5 took 3 extra prompts to get a working prototype, but when it did work, it looked and felt better than the O3 version. Its first try had a great looking menu, but nothing was clickable. When I tried to make changes, it initially failed to edit the code, but instead of giving up, it kept working and rebuilt the whole game from scratch. That newer build was pretty good, and in my opinion was a visual upgrade from the version O3 build. However, the menu wasn't quite as polished as the version that wasn't clickable. So just for fun, I ran the same prompt using thinking mode and the output was even better, with an improved menu and better gameplay. One thing worth mentioning is that OpenAI's Canvas feature, the thing that lets you preview the code, has a limited length. When I asked the AI to make it better, as 𝐦𝐚𝐤𝐿𝐴 frequently does, the AI would run out of room on the canvas and get a little flustered while it tried to figure out what to do. You could have it write the code outside of Canvas and then just copy and paste that code directly into another code editing program, but that can be pretty intimidating for people that have never touched code before. If you have a simple game like this and you want to be able to launch the game directly in your browser, ChatGPT is a great fit. But if you want to build something more complex and you want to consistently improve that build, I suggest using a tool that specializes in AI coding like Lovable or Replit. They both use popular AI models like ChatGPT 5, but they don't restrict themselves to a single model. One added bonus of using tools like this is that you can publish the games as a web app with a single click. If you want to share your app with someone, all you have to do is send them the link. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with what GPT-5 was able to do. The game looks great, and the whole thing took less than 5 minutes to build. And this is just one example of what's possible with vibe coding. So the real question is, in a world where you can build almost anything you can imagine, what will you create?